We're on the road. Where transportation goes, community grows. Welcome to On the Road with the MTA. And welcome to another exciting edition of On the Road with the MTA. I'm Jay Gibbons alongside with Stephanie Kay from the MTA. How's Stephanie?
I am great, Jay. Thank you so much for asking. But you always put a little pressure on me. You said it's going to be an exciting edition.
Yes, well, we try to make it exciting.
We do. Well, one thing we do is make it informational, that's for sure.
Yep.
There are so many wonderful things happening in this area in Flint and Genesee County. And we get out there and we try to find what's the best for people and we bring it to the front here with our podcast.
Yep, absolutely.
I love doing that. Whenever you're out and see anything and you want to put them on the podcast, how can they do that?
They can just drop us an email at podcasts@mtaflint.org.
And then we'll put you on the show.
Yep.
And I had met some people a while back, and I just love these people. It's Darlene Javinsky. She is the Director of Development, and we also have somebody with her today. It's Tracy Payton, who is the Program Director. Have you ever heard of Ellis Place, first of all?
I have not.
It is a place for children that are grieving. Maybe they've lost a loved one, and where they can go and actually be comforted and get therapy. And it's just a wonderful facility. So, girls, Darlene and Tracy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Now, okay, for people that have never heard of Ella's Place, can one of you start by telling us how it got started and what it really does for the children in this community?
Sure. So Ellie's Place is a bereavement center for children, started back in 1991 following the death of Ellie. And when she died, she left behind 4 siblings. And her siblings were struggling, and her mom knew that her siblings needed some other support and help dealing with their grief. And so she searched around and found a program out of Portland, Oregon, the Dougie Center, and brought that program back to Lansing and developed that program into a church. And since that time, Ellie's Place has grown into 4 branches in the Michigan area. We have a branch in Lansing, West Michigan, Ann Arbor, and over here in Flint is the newest branch to be added to the location.
We are so lucky to have one in this area because I didn't hear of anything this happening before I heard of Ella's Place. And it's so important. You don't think about a child losing maybe a parent or, like you said, a sibling. And that'd be difficult for an adult to handle, let alone a child. So what can they expect when they do show up there at Ella's Place? What helps get them through this grieving process?
Well, we have a very unique program. We have on-site program, we have virtual program, and then we also go to some schools and do grief support in schools. But what families can expect is to receive peer-to-peer support. So children that attend Ellie's Place all have experienced the death of someone that was special, and they're paired with their same age group in a group, and those groups are facilitated by our volunteers. And what they do is they do different activities in the group to help them on their healing journey and addressing their grief. And then we also, at our on-site program and virtual program, offer support to the parents through a support group. So when kids come to group, parents can come to group and receive support as well.
So I was going to ask about the age limit. Is there an age range where you take the children in? I mean, if they're over 19, it's probably more of an adult, but what's the age that you can take them in?
So we serve kids 3 to 18, but we do have some 19-year-olds as long as they're in school.
Oh, okay.
So they have to be school-age kids.
Well, I had a chance to go when you guys first opened this about 7 years ago, and I was so impressed with how much attention you took to making it comfortable for the kids. And there were colorful, numbers and letters and areas in which the kids could express themselves through art or through therapy or just the comfortable couches and things that you made for them. And so you guys took a lot of attention to detail, didn't you?
Absolutely. We want any family, any person that comes into our space to feel like it's a safe space to be able to talk about loss, because that's a heavy topic. You mentioned it's hard for adults to deal with the death of a person, and it's that much harder for children to be able to talk about it. So we do try to create an environment that's comfortable to where they want to talk, they feel like they can share, and most of all, they feel safe.
Now, is there a cost for this for the families to take the children?
We have some wonderful donors and people that support our organization that we're able to offer this program absolutely free.
Wow.
Because what we know is that sometimes when there's a death, there's a shift in income, there's a strain on the family. So we don't want them to have a strain of having to pay for a service like Ellie's Place. We want them to be able to get the help and the support that they need, and it'd be absolutely free. They don't have to worry about any of that.
That is fantastic. So if somebody's listening right now and they want to actually donate and help make this possible for children, how can they do that?
They can go to our website, elliesplace.org, and they can just click the donate drop down, and they can donate to our program here in the greater Flint and Genesee County area, or they can reach out to me at the office by calling my cell number, 810-247-3049, or email me directly at d.chavinsky, CHIVINSKY, at elliesplace.org.
Now, could they sponsor a specific room or maybe a specific art program or something? Could they sponsor something in their name? Is there a program for that?
We will create an opportunity however the donor would like.
Well, that's fantastic.
So yes, we have those opportunities available. So they could sponsor a room or a school program or something along those lines.
I love it. I think that's a great idea. Some people like to have their name on something if it's going to be like an art project or something. So good to know. Well, wonderful. I'm glad you guys are willing to work with that. And also, I know people might think I don't have a lot of money, but I want to help, and they can volunteer. I know you could always use volunteers. And what would that mean for somebody if they wanted to volunteer?
Plenty of volunteer opportunities. We're in great need of facilitators to help with our on-site program. That's a commitment of one night per week from September to May. They receive training and all the support that they need to be able to help us with that. We also have areas where if someone can't commit to that great of the time frame, we have other areas that they can donate time. We also have events that go on that we need volunteers to help with that. So there's always, if someone wants to help, we can find room or find something for them to do. We can't do our program without volunteers.
Oh, sure. And the only thing is you have to be over 19 years of age, correct?
Absolutely. And be able to pass a background check.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's important too. Well, you talked about activities. I know you guys have a lot of different events going on. And Jay here and I are both going to be attending your breakfast because I know MTA had helped sponsor the breakfast, and that's going to take place on November 3rd. We're looking forward to that, aren't we, Jay?
Absolutely.
Yes, it's going to be November 3rd, which is a Thursday at 7:30 in the morning at the Sloan Museum of Discovery in Flint, which is wonderful. And you've been there, you said,
yes,
right?
Yes.
That's great for the kids, too. Can you guys ever take the kids over there from Ella's Place to visit?
Well, oftentimes we're busy over here addressing the grief, but we do have opportunities where people will sponsor families to do different activities within the community.
Well, I know MTA
and so they do get to take advantage.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. I know MTA has many times provided the transportation to get kids over to the Sloan Museum or to the library, and we're always working on things like that in the community. But I know that both Jay and I are looking forward to your breakfast. Can other people join this breakfast as well? Is there still room?
Absolutely. There's still room for people. We are filling up quickly because it's about 3 weeks out. But again, if they can reach out to me or visit our website at elliesplace.org for additional information, just drop on the events tab.
Good. Now, is there a cost like per ticket, or can you only go through a sponsorship, or what is the cost on the breakfast?
Well, we have opportunities for sponsorship, and then we do have seats available for guests. It is an opportunity for people to learn more about Ellie's Place. So hopefully that they're interested in the programs that we offer and supporting our mission.
So if somebody is listening right now and maybe they have a child who lost a grandparent, or my mom's 93 and she has cancer, so I can't even imagine losing her. She's my best friend. When I think about it, I tear up. So I can't imagine a small child trying to deal with losing a parent or grandparent. How can they get a hold of you, and how soon could they get in to see you once they do get a hold of you?
Well, there is a process. So a family would contact us. They can call us at 810-232-3040. and speak to one of our bereavement coordinators, go through a whole process. And then once that process is completed, they'd be welcome to start one of our programs, either in person or virtual.
Are there certain criteria they have to meet in order to be able to be helped? Like, do they have to live in Genesee County or be a certain age, or what are some of the criteria?
No, we have no county boundaries. The only thing is there has to be a parent or guardian escorting a child that has experienced a death.
Okay. So the child and the parent can stay there at the same time. The parent can also get counseling. That's
and actually,
awesome.
The parents have to be on site when the children are here. And I mentioned earlier, we do have groups available for them. So that's a wonderful time for them to also get some support as well.
Well, I just think this guy, I cannot tell you how wonderful I think this program is and how needed it is, especially for this area. So thank you so much for being there, girls, and thank you for joining us today on the episode.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, you guys.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that you would like to add to this for the Ella's Place? Anybody might not know. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
Just that we need volunteers tremendously. So if someone is willing and able, we would love to have them.
All right. Well, give us that information again. If somebody wants to volunteer, how do they get a hold of you?
So if someone wants to volunteer, they can call us at 810-232-3040. They can also visit our website at www.elliesplace.org and click under How Can I Help tab and fill out a volunteer application.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, darling. And thank you, Tracy, for helping these children of Michigan not to grieve alone, because I can't even imagine the hurt and the sadness they must be experiencing.
Oh, that would be horrible.
Do you know how many people you may have helped already? How many families or children?
We don't have a total number, but we know at least over 200 families have walked through our doors and received some type of support.
Wow, that's great. I'm so glad they had the support in you. I can't imagine not being there. So thank you for that, ladies. And if you do have a child that has had maybe a grief, a loss in their life, please make sure you write that number down. It's 810-232-3040. It's called Ella's Place. And I'll see you there, Jay, for our breakfast November 3rd.
Absolutely. I will be there.
And we can donate then as well. Well, Thank you for listening to On the Road with the MTA, Stephanie K. and Jay. We do it every week. We'd love to bring you wonderful, important things in the community. That's why we're here. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to On the Road with the MTA. For more information on our services and community outreach, visit us online anytime at www.mtaflint.org. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The MTA, your community, your connection, your way.